Yo, what up? This is your boy XB, and you checking out hiphopupdate.com. Busy Zone, Kid with the Green Backpack, twitter.com/X to the V. Follow your boy. We in the building, LA.
See lawless, and they be saying I'm the next, and I'm just hoping that it's true. I took my number, got in line, just hoping I ain't number two.
Right.
So,
First off, I want to say, literally still trying to figure out why you weren't on the top 10 freshman XXL list. Did that affect you in any way?
It affected me in the beginning. Like, I'm not gonna front. Like, I knew that I wasn't on the list early. Like, I knew I knew like 4 months before that list was made, because I'm friends, with at least half of that list.
Yeah, of course.
So I already got the call like, yo, you gonna be in New York tomorrow? And I'm like, for what? It's like XXL doing something. I'm like, nah. And then I got 3 calls. And when I got those 3 calls, if I made a list, I would have put those 3 on the list. And I was like, okay, they're doing a list. I called XXL up and asked them if they were doing it, and they were like, no, we're not doing it. And they basically blatantly lied to me and said they weren't doing one. So at first I was very, very upset, because they said they weren't doing one, they were doing one. And then the fact, like, what didn't I do in 2009?
That's my...
That you all want to think that 2010 I would be touring, dropping mixtapes that got like over 20,000 downloads. Like, what wasn't I doing right? So I was upset. And then at the end of the day, after it all happened, I was happy that I wasn't on the list, because I didn't want to be put on the spotlight where I'm supposed to shine and blow up in 1 year, because that's not fair to any artist. And I was like, I don't want people to think, like, in 2011, like, damn, XB didn't blow up when y'all said he was gonna blow up, because for instance, B.O.B., this is his year.
He was a freshman.
He was a freshman. So,
but like back 2 years ago.
Exactly. So, it was a blessing. And then me not being on it became a talking point where I'm doing interviews with people.
And you're getting big. Yeah,
exactly.
You got publicity after that.
There's a lot of people who would say, XB should be on the list. And then somebody didn't know who I was. And they were like, who's XB? And then they look it up and be like, oh.
Here he is. Everybody's nobody downloaded it.
And that's why I released the mixtape 30 Minute Layover.
Yeah,
I released it right after that was all happening.
Different game. I also want to say that was super
I'm
dope.
performing that tonight. Yeah.
Thank you. All right, cool. All right, so I know you and Seven both from Kansas, right?
Right.
How'd you guys link up?
We were hunting for tigers one day, and
Actually, a good story though.
We were I was in a Guitar Center, and Seven, he's a big producer from my hometown. So, like, I was in a Guitar Center, and he was like buying a keyboard or whatever, and I saw like he had a 7 tattoo on his neck, and I was like, oh shit, I think that's 7, And I just ran up on him, and I gave him a CD, and he heard like all these drops I had, like from Gucci Mane to Trey Songz to like The Game, and for a Wichita artist, like an artist out of Kansas, that's very rare. So he was like, what the fuck? So he was like, man, the music's okay, but how the fuck did you get all these drops? And then we just linked up, and like, we've been working together for almost like 7 years now. So like, we basically just grew together, and our sound, meshed together really well, and it just worked out.
Yeah, and you guys travel together. Is that right? Yeah. All right, cool. So XV comes from, you started rapping when you were 15.
Yeah.
And you actually started like with some more like gangster stuff.
Yeah. I was like trying to fit in. Like I was 15 years old, and I won't front and act like I wasn't like straight up like the nerd I am now when I was 15, because like I always say I was like Benjamin Button. Like when I was younger, I was like very grown up. I was like hanging out with like 29-year-olds and like smoking and all that. And then like the older and older I got, like the more immature I got. Like I started collecting toys at the age of 18. Like I started collecting wrestling figures in high school. And girls would be like, why you collect Jack's wrestlers? And so when I was younger, I was like trying to like capitalize off of the fact of that this is what people want to hear. And that's what a lot of people do when they first start rapping. They imitate what they listen to. And I listened to Mobb Deep and Big and Jay, and so after all that, like in the end, it just came down to me finding myself,
Because I mean, like your dad, he's a big dude in the game. He must have had a big influence, because at 10, I think he gave you a bunch of beats, right?
He gave me a whole beat CD at the age of 10, and it's like it's really crazy. He's actually going to be here tonight. Because my family like is from LA. They're in the music industry in LA. like Domino, you know, Super
Yeah.
Data Pod. Like
Yeah.
my dad was like part of that project,
Yeah.
and then like my uncle was the producer of Ice Ice Baby.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like he comes out to see this, and it's like really crazy because he gave me my first beat tape at the age of 10, and I used to sing back then, so it's like really crazy. But it's like music is really instilled in me. It just really came down to me finding myself.
Yeah. All right. So I talked to one of my friends when you who was at the Michigan State concert when you opened for
Kid
Clips
Cudi.
and Cudi.
Yeah.
But the thing is, guys there, they weren't there for Clips. They weren't there for Cudi. They were there for you. Like,
That's crazy.
Is that crazy to
Dude,
you?
you understand, like, it's really insane for me to be from Kansas, right? And like to be from a state that like nobody like expects to do anything. Like you're not like looking for the next Jay-Z in Kansas, you know?
Definitely not.
And to go do a show in a place I've never been to, a place I haven't handed out 1,000 mixtapes at, a place I haven't been on the radio with, and go there, and the person that has been on the radio, that has toured there, that has done this, is there, and they're like, we came for you. That's surreal to me. And it won't stop. Like it won't stop. Like sometimes like I wonder, will I ever get used to it? Will I ever get used to somebody saying like, yo, we're here for you, X. Like, I'll never get used to it. It will always be surreal to me because of where I come from.
Because the thing is, I know you went to All-Star Weekend at Vegas.
Yeah.
And you handed out
Yeah.
mixtapes.
See, he did his homework. I love it. I fucking love it. You did your homework. That's background.
So, and the
Yes.
thing is, it would make sense if they were there for you. But the thing
Exactly. They weren't. You know, that's really that's like really crazy. You know, and it really just comes down like I'll never be able to get used to
Nah,
this feeling.
that's-
You don't
that's
understand.
so
I'll
sweet,
never,
dude. That's
I'll never get used to the feeling, no matter how big my song is going up on stage and them singing my words, or looking out there and seeing somebody rapping every word to a song that's not on the radio 24/7. You know,
it's sweet, dude. It's like,
Yeah.